Hello everyone, I hope you're having an awesome day today. In this video, I'm going to be doing a tier list for different fast food restaurants. Keep in mind, this is just my opinion, and if you want to share yours in the comments section, I would love to see them. With that said, let's just hop right into it.
Alright, now that we are in the tier maker, I'm just going to start off with all the restaurants I haven't had yet. Feels like with a lot of these restaurants, I've never even heard of them before, but some of them I've had the option to go to many times and just never did. Alright, that's quite a bit of them already eliminated, but I'll just go in it appears to be in alphabetical order, and I'm not going to do worst to best or anything. I think it's a lot funner if I just do it randomly. So the first one we have is A&W, and I'm going to give this one an A. It's been a while since I've been to one, but obviously, well, I like their root beer and just a restaurant that sells it, and they have burgers and fries. Just, the kind of thing you would want and expect from a typical fast food restaurant. It's pretty good quality, pretty good price as well. Next up is Arby's, and I'll put this one in the B tier. It's one that is pretty unique. Obviously, there's not many other restaurants that just focus on roast beef. Overall, I think for what it is, it's a pretty good quality restaurant. Then we have Burger King, and I'll also put this one in the B tier. The main thing here is the Whopper is actually pretty good. It's definitely a burger that I understand why it's their main advertising strategy, because that is the main thing you would want from Burger King. But as for the rest of their food, it's not really anything too crazy. I don't think their fries are that great, but overall, a pretty good restaurant that I wouldn't mind stopping at. All right, then we have Raising Cane's, and I'm going to put this one in the A tier. This is very good quality food. It's always hot. They have good fries, bread, and their chicken strips are just very good quality and fresh. Next up is Chick-fil-A, and I'll put this one in the B tier. It's a restaurant that I definitely feel is overrated. It's not best of the best. It's not at the very top of S tier, but it is pretty good quality and fresh food. The workers always do a very good job. They're pretty quick. I definitely would say that if you're going to Chick-fil-A, it's always best to get the chicken sandwiches. That's what I think they do best, and their actual nuggets are not very good. And then moving on to Culver's, I'm going to put this one in the C tier. I do like their style of food, but this is definitely another one that I just feel like is a little bit overrated. Then we have Denny's, and I'm not going to put this one in the F tier, but it is like a D minus, very close. They're most famous for their breakfast, which overall is not very good. Their chicken strips and fries taste exactly the same, and it's just not very appetizing. This is just a restaurant that I do not recommend when you have so many other options. The only product I've ever had from Denny's that actually impressed me a little bit was their burger. Next up, we have Domino's Pizza, and I'll put this one on the A tier. I don't think there's a single pizza restaurant that won't make the A or S tier because it's just a really good food. It's hard to get wrong. This one is really good if you have like a coupon or something and you can just customize their pizzas. It's a pretty good quality pizza as well. Next up, we have Dairy Queen, and I'm going to put this one on the D tier. Obviously, their blizzards are pretty good, but all the other stuff they sell there is not very good quality, and it also just feels overpriced. Next up, we have IHOP, and maybe I just don't like breakfast restaurants, because I'm also going to put this one on the D tier. I mean, it's okay, but it's just a restaurant that I feel like is a little bit overpriced, and I just don't know why I would ever want to go to it when there's so many other options. Then we have In-N-Out Burger, and I'm going to put this one at the top of A. This restaurant, I just think is perfect. The way it's even designed on the inside and the outfits that the workers wear have a very simple menu. Obviously, they just sell the burgers, fries, and milkshakes. I think that's pretty much it. It's just a very, very good quality restaurant. The burgers are pretty amazing, and part of that I think is their special sauce. Then we have Jimmy John's, and I'm going to put this one in the D tier. It's basically Subway, but everything about it is worse. The sandwiches are like 99% bread. The meat on the sandwich is cold. There's not as many ways that you can customize your sandwich. It's not fresh because since they're so speedy fast, they're all like pre-made. So unless you're so lazy that you have to have it delivered to you and you can't wait for someone to put on your toppings as you're telling them what you want, I do not recommend Jimmy John's. Then we have KFC, and I will put this one in the B tier. I feel like every time I have KFC, I forget the chicken is a little bit like greasier than I remember. It's still pretty good, and they have great like mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, all those sides. The biscuits are a little bit dry though, but overall, this is just a pretty good restaurant that I never really mind to eat at. Next up, we have Little Caesars, and I'll put this one in the A tier as well. When it comes to pizza, I think this one is best for the price and it just being hot and ready. Now, quality-wise of the actual pizza, I don't think it's as good as it is on Domino's and Pizza Hut, but overall, I would still say as a restaurant, I definitely like the way it's set up, and I would also say the crazy breadsticks are pretty good too. Next up, we have McDonald's, and this just goes right here. I really don't need to explain myself, but I will. This is probably the most iconic fast food restaurant ever, and pretty much everyone has nostalgia for it in one way or another. Everyone just has so many great memories of this place. I don't think their regular burgers are anything too crazy. I do like the flavor, but the Big Mac is so awesome. I also think they have the best chicken nuggets out of anywhere. Can't forget the McCafe and their breakfasts. There's just such a large variety of options here. They also have the best fries, I guess I should mention. Next up is Noodles and Company, and I will put this one in the C tier. I've only had this like one time, I think, and I liked what I got. It's definitely not a bad restaurant, just not one that I would typically get. Then we have Panda Express, and I'll also put this one in the C tier. There are other places I feel like where you can get better quality Chinese food, but this is still pretty good. It's fresh. I like the way that you order with having bowls, plates, you choose your sides, and for the price, it's definitely really good. So I would definitely give this one a thumbs up. It's not something that I would always go to, but it's pretty good. Then we have Papa John's, and I'm going to put this one in the S tier. Going to go all out with your pizza. This one you can just get the craziest, biggest pizza ever, like stuffed crust, all the toppings, whatever you want. Basically, get like your whole meal and the whole pizza, and they even put a pepper in the box for some reason, but they actually taste good. Next up is Pizza Hut, and as I said, I like all pizza restaurants. Next up is Popeyes, and this is going in the S tier. I really like their chicken strips, and the sauces are also really good. I do want to try some of their newer ghost pepper sandwiches and stuff. People also complain that their biscuits are dry, but to be completely honest, I feel like KFC is the one people should be complaining about because Popeyes have the best biscuits I've ever eaten in my life. Either that or maybe the Popeyes restaurant I went to gave me the wrong biscuits. They were so buttery and flavorful that I didn't even put jelly or anything on them because I didn't want to ruin them. And their fries are definitely up there too, just very good. Next up is Sonic, and this one is definitely pretty unique. It's the way it's set up with people delivering stuff out to you. Alright, now we have Steak and Shake, and there's a reason I've been saving the F tier because this one goes right here. The service is just terrible. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. Moving on to a higher note is Subway, and this one is going in the S tier. I just love the way that you can customize your sandwiches and just get a whole meal out of like a foot-long sandwich. And it's always fresh as advertised. And I forgot to mention, Jimmy John's makes off-brand chips, and Subway just sells the real stuff. They also have cookies. I also forgot to mention, on a lot of these restaurants, one of the things I use to judge is whether they have Coke or Pepsi products, unless it's like a pizza place. Okay, next up is Taco Bell, and I'm going to put this one at like the top of D tier. I feel like their food is a little bit wet and slimy, so I don't really like to go here that much. Not really that many things on the menu that I think are that great. Even their nacho fries, which was a cool idea, were a disappointment because they were cold. I don't hate Taco Bell, but I definitely think it needs some improvement. We have Wendy's, and this one will go in the D tier. Everything about Wendy's just feels like McDonald's, but worse. It looks like Whataburger is up next. I'll put this one in the S tier. They have really good sized burgers, pretty flavorful too. And I also think the service is very good. The workers do a good job. Last but not least, we're left with White Castle. And this one I will just put at the B tier. Their sliders are pretty good. They also have good frozen yogurt. So overall, I guess my fast food tier list is complete, and there are definitely quite a few down here that hopefully I'll be able to try someday.
Alright, well that is the complete tier list. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.